Hey everybody, so I come on here this evening. There's something I've really wanted to share with people. Something that I found kind of exciting about when you learn what kind of power there is in this world and things that you can utilize, things that you're not taught about. Yeah, and we're gonna K Swiss shirt tonight. Um, I'm getting ready to do part two on the plan that I did previously, and show people specifically who and what is running things and how you can identify this stuff. And yeah, I'm not wearing a hat tonight. People probably think you're bald when you always wear a hat, so I thought I would just wear my crazy hair and show me who I am. But there's so many times we see videos and people talk about stuff, but you don't get anything actionable. I believe in actionable information. If there's one thing I believe in, it's actionable information, stuff you can use, things you can do to better your standing, whether it's with the state or to better yourself just in life. And so, this is one of the things I'm going to show you tonight. We're talking about pyramid power. Absolutely. And I was turned on to this by a bud of mine, Rex Bear. You may know the Leak Project on YouTube. He's got the Leak Project. And I first started getting into this a little bit doing orgonite. All right. If people don't know what orgonite is, here's some samples. There's an orgonite piece there. Very interesting. And what orgonite does is it pulls out positive ions, which people think are good. You think positive is good? No, positive is not always good. They pull out positive ions and they transmute, which means they change them into negative ions. Okay? And if you do any research on negative ions, here's another one, a little bigger one. And I've got one 3 times bigger than this guy. All right? A big old quartz up in the top of it. Okay? If you go and research what negative ions do, you'll find that, for instance, at Niagara Falls, it's well known for a lot of people getting engaged and having a lot of marriages there and things like that. Why do you think that is? Well, waterfalls put out a lot. What? You want to be here too? Waterfalls put out a lot of negative ions. Flowing water puts out a lot of negative ions. Actually, you can go online and purchase light bulbs for your home that will produce negative ions. And what it does, it kind of changes your mood. It changes how you feel. If you have somebody coming over on a first date, maybe, yeah, you might want to use one of those light bulbs. Um, People need to realize that all of these things, these light frequencies and things that are produced for us, have a direct influence on us. John 1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. Well, change that term that was used, or that word that was used, word, change it to frequency. In the beginning was frequency, and frequency was God. Frequency is everywhere. The reason why grass is green is because it vibrates at that frequency of green. It's the same thing with cymatics. I recommend go look up cymatics and see what happens when you put salt or you put sand on a disc or on a table and put a vibration through it. It harmonizes with a certain frequency. And so this is what I want to show you this evening, is how you can use this. Here's just a small way where you can use this to better your life. Um, I've got incense burning back here. I don't know if you see smoke flowing around, but hey, you can buy, and I recommend You can get, this is frankincense I'm burning right now, or you can buy raw frankincense and burn raw frankincense, or myrrh, or whatever you prefer. You can make orgonite into any type of freaking shape and stuff you want. I think this is probably second best. The pyramids, a pyramid is first best. This is a selenite pyramid. Right? Those are first best. But as far as using this for yourself, to better your life, maybe to make things a little more simple for you, I should have had like a razor here with me to show you. But here's what I did. You can go online on YouTube and you can find how to make a pyramid out of heavyweight paper. All right, good heavyweight paper. This isn't going to be like just construction paper, maybe a little heavier than that. All right, but you want good heavyweight paper. All right, and on the inside, after you fold it, after you create it, you can tape it up. And in the description box below, I will have the YouTube channel that explained how you fold it, that I used. And it works perfectly. You know, interestingly, I just thought of this. I discovered that when you use an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, it worked perfectly. It worked totally perfectly. Is that a coincidence? Because I always wondered, why do they make paper 8.5 by 11? I've always found that kind of curious. But when I use an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper to make one of these pyramids, I was like, wow, it shocked me. All right, so you're going to say, all right, fine, what do you use it for? You can use it for numerous things. I'll tell you what I use it for on a regular basis. I keep my razor under it. I don't use an electric razor. I use a standard like straight edge, disposable type of razor. And when I first started doing this, this is what I was using. I was using a disposable razor. And a disposable razor would last me, I mean, I'm blonde hair, blue eyes. My hair is pretty thick. So a razor would last me maybe 3 days. All right, and it was time to get rid of it. So you buy the 5-pack, 3 times 5, 15. Every 15 days, you're buying a new razor. Okay. I built this little pyramid, and I put the razor underneath it. Now, what you need to do with this pyramid when you make it is the sides of it needs to be lined up directly south and north. All right, you don't want it off center, east, west, where you want it north, south on the side. If you need to buy a compass or use an app on your phone, it would probably be sufficient. I noticed I've got a bigger pyramid people may have seen on other videos that it actually hangs in the corner of my living room. And it just hangs free from a strand of wire, and when it falls in alignment with north and south. That blew me away. But here's what happens though. When you put a razor underneath there, that razor, instead of lasting like 3 days, that razor would last easily a month for me. A month. It kept it sharp. And I've been practicing this probably for almost 1.5 years now. So I guarantee it works. It shocked me when I actually took the schematics that Rex Bear showed. Like I said, if you go to the description box below, I've got the patent there from the gentleman in Czechoslovakia that discovered this. And you can look at his schematics. And I've also got a video below that where you can see how you fold the paper. just to kind of make it easy for everybody. Because at first it can be kind of a pain in the butt if you really don't know what you're doing. We need to realize that there are energies, there's possibilities put here in our life that we have no idea how to use. We're not taught how to use them. If you go online, look at YouTube's, whatever, and learn about pyramids, you're going to hear all sorts of crazy stories as to what the pyramids were for. Were they, a burial chamber, or were they for energy? I would say, yeah, they were for energy. Okay? And to me, the craziest thing that I cannot believe that you don't hear from any of these sites is that they talk about you can't figure out, they don't know how they built them. And I think, what do you mean you don't know how they built them? They think, oh, there must have been some super natural freaking energies or spirits or entities here that helped them build these pyramids. Excuse me, you're missing a crucial part of this equation. Is that if you go and want to investigate these pyramids, what is the one thing that they don't let you do there? They don't let you inspect the stones. We only assume they're stones. Guess what? Here is a hypothesis I think that should be looked at. This isn't stone. It's not perfect stone that was freaking cut to where you can't even slip a piece of paper in between these blocks. You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. It's poured concrete. It's poured concrete. If you go back to the stories in scripture of the Israelites, what were they doing when they were in bondage in Egypt? They were making brick. And when the king wanted to make things harder on them, he would give them like less straw to make the brick out of. Well, you know what? They actually learned how to make a brick that you can't even drill into. It's as strong as stone. Pretty amazing. Go look around. Listen to different masons talk about this. Because you can find them talking about how they can't even find a drill bit that will burrow into certain stones. So you know what? I'm just going to break it right here. Those pyramids, they weren't made millions of years ago. They weren't made by supernatural entities or anything like that. They're poured molds. They poured molds. It's the only way it could have been done. And it makes total sense. Hey, Kiki, I'll say goodbye. Bye. Hey, you gotta love animals. If you don't love animals, you don't love nature, you're not gonna connect with your creator, and he's not gonna give you the info that you need to know.